Okay, just a quick check-in. Kind of a big week on a global scale this coming week, so I just wanted to check in and see what's going on energetically. This was going to be a quick reading. I can already tell it's probably going to be quite a bit more intense, just based on these first few cards. So we have the need to really be authentic, to be your true self. Allow yourself to be held, and then also to hold others. This is about divine union, as well as trusting your true self. This is also about recognizing higher truths, seeing through illusions, deception, and fear as being distorted realities, and that being kind of a sharp knife right now. Like, it's coming in, the truth is coming in pretty harsh for a lot of people, but that will clear the air for more authenticity within yourself and the collective and others, because you'll be in alignment with your true self and your true soul and spirit, and this dissonance and distortions will start clearing. But for the distortions and dissonance to start clearing, you have to acknowledge they're there, and then you start working with harmonic frequencies. And obviously that's a little metaphor to clarify stuff, but there's going to be some clearing happening through this, and it can be traumatic or harsh if you resist it. If you don't resist it, you go with the flow, then it's going to be a lot smoother. And this one is about heart expansion and divine timing. So releasing control of outcomes, getting into the heart space, allowing truth to be felt, and not manipulated with the mind space. When there's dissonant truths happening, it's really easy to kind of go into the mind space because that feels safer. But what has to happen is you have to be fully coherent in your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions to really be in alignment with the flow of the universe. And so for many, through these shifts and changes and revelations and truths being revealed, you're going to need to open up the heart space, because that, when you get into gratitude within the heart space, that's when you can come into coherence. And you can't force yourself to go into the mind and analyze everything. It's not going to work that way right now, because we're coming to realization of a lot of spiritual truths as well. So, you have a multi-dimensional landscape. What people are experiencing on the earth plane, they're also experiencing on many different levels of reality. It's just different ways of experiencing it. It is kind of coming into alignment with all of these levels of self, and you could be experiencing it on the earth plane, you could be experiencing it on higher spiritual planes, but there's truths and revelations that are coming on all levels. And to fully come into this alignment, you have to be open in the heart space. This is the transformational crucible, so that the spirit can be birthed into the body and worked with physically. So through these truths and these distortions and dissonance being harmonized, then you can work with it physically through the mind and the heart and come into that alignment, and things will be a lot smoother from that, instead of just trying to grasp at analytical things. It's not going to work that way right now. And again, that's what this is talking about: harmonizing the heart space, feeling into the heart space. And I actually did, there was something in here that I'm missing. Hold on just a minute. Yeah, so again, this is just reiterating excuse me, what I was saying. So you need to put your trust in your faith and not your fear. Okay? So trust that your destiny is falling into alignment as it needs to, as it should. Again, you can't get into the over-analytical mind because that causes dissonance. And so when you're not in the heart space and you're just thinking, or if you're all in the heart space and you're not thinking, it's really this coherent space, but a lot of you guys are too in the head space, and it really needs to be an even thing. Many are too in the heart space also, is the message I'm getting. Because when you're too in the heart space, it's easy for the mind to be manipulated. So it's got to be equal there. And then actions need to come from that full coherent space. Okay, when you're able to get in that space and take action from there, that's when things start aligning. That's when divine timing comes in smoother, destiny happens, synchronicities happen because you're in alignment with universal energies. So these things can come to you in a very easy, natural, flowing way. And then the last card here is about wish fulfillment. So the first cards are really about kind of aligning with your truth and your destiny. And then once you get there, what do you want to experience? What do you want to experience? And choose to focus on that. Like it said before, don't focus on your fears. Focus on your faith, what you want. And this is wish fulfillment. So you have the ability to create and manifest whatever it is that you want to create and manifest moving forward. The energies are changing, the dynamics are changing. And from what I've been told, that universal energies have shifted already. So we're already working with the higher dimensional energies. The problem is there's a lot of dissonance in the field because of the mental distortions that are going on. So hopefully those will be resolved fairly soon. And the way they resolve faster is everyone takes responsibility for their own mental coherence. Okay, let's get into actually, these ones are a little more abstract as well. And I probably will read a little bit from these. So this is really about the multidimensionality and higher dimensional fields. So, a lot of you guys will be having experiences with higher dimensional beings, portals as gatekeepers, as clairvoyant visions, light activations, shifts and changes in the energy body. You should be able to start connecting to it consciously. What I recommend people doing if you aren't skilled at this is just writing things out when they happen, and no matter how insignificant or small they seem, just write them out, because then you start tuning into it consciously. And when you start tuning into these experiences consciously, then you can begin to make sense of them and they start expanding. Most of the time they're unconscious or subconscious experiences because we can't process them consciously. And that's part of the process of conscious expansion, is we start integrating these multidimensional realities into our conscious mind and working with them intentionally. To experience this stuff and the higher fields, higher beings, higher frequency ranges, you have to tap into the heart space. This is reiterating the very beginning message. Compassion nurturing energy. And if you see this rainbow is coming into her heart space there, this is the energy needed to really tap into higher dimensional beings, because that's the frequency they resonate at. It's a love-based frequency and above. And those are the beings you want to be connecting with. The fear-based separation or distorted energies, we don't want to connect with those. And so to connect to the higher beings, you really have to have the heart open and make that an intentional practice to call in your higher dimensional beings, higher experiences, multi-dimensional experiences through the heart space, okay? And so they are actually, some of you guys, as oracles or clairvoyants, working to communicate with spirit and shifting into this higher based reality. To do that and get the highest base information, especially because of the distortions in the field right now and the chaos, you have to get into the heart space. You have to do your prayer to connect. Define your experience. Do you want to have a positive, life-giving, loving experience, or do you just whatever happens? I would recommend you defining your experience, who you work with and why you work with them, why you want to, but it has to be from that open, loving, peaceful place within, okay? And you have the right to define that. And I think that's what they're talking to. Your guidance really needs to come from the higher base. So I don't know if it's a warning necessarily or that you are doing that. Everyone's going to be different, but make sure that you are connecting to the higher base energies and beings right now to get the most accurate information, okay? You cannot connect to fear or fear-based realities and information and expect to get accurate information. That information is going to be distorted. So this, I'm going to check and see some details on this card, but this is about connecting to nature, helping you to shift your frequency to the higher frequency ranges. Nature itself, plants, animals, trees, they're already attuned to the new earth energies. They're not being affected. They're being affected by the chaos of the collective consciousness, but not to the extent that we are. Let me just look this up really fast and make sure I don't miss anything there. But there is a shift in frequency, and that being in nature will help you to stabilize higher frequencies also. So they're asking you through this card to, okay, now I see this message. They're asking you to connect to earth. If you live in a place where you can go walk in nature barefoot and really connect the energies of the earth coming through the soles of the feet, balance and stabilize your frequency, physical body. It's really important to attune to the earth in that way, and we've lost that connection, a lot of people. So if you can, go out there, because it will help you stabilize the new energies. It will help you dive deep into your own soul truth, connect and commune with energies that are already expanded. They're already harmonious, and then on top of that, we have the path of the gods. So this, once again, I'm going to just look at this just to make sure I'm not missing anything, but we have merging heaven and earth. So as you connect to nature, you are connecting to heaven, okay? It's the same thing, but there's, through this card, there's this coherence, but it's a universal coherence. It's from the universal energies and earth-based energies. It's not just through the physical body. And so this coherence is a lot greater than initially I thought from the beginning of the reading. They're talking about some of you guys needing to harmonize universal energies with earth energies and earth energies with universal energies. Okay, let me just see if there's any other messages there. Yeah, this is about grounding divine energies. Also working to build foundations for the new earth energies, whatever businesses you're creating, work you're going to be doing within the world. They want these energies to be grounded and acted upon on the earth plane. But to see it not as like a job, it should be something you're really passionate about. And that's the difference between the old reality, which is the fear-based reality, and the new love-based reality, is your work is actually what you like to do. And it supports you and helps you to thrive because you're also bridging the realms, the universe with the earth. And in that, all your moves and actions and steps are supported through that merging of universal and earth-based energies. Okay, I'm gonna actually put these away. Okay. The collective and personally are going to be going through a major paradigm shift. Obviously, we're all aware of this. Any sort of major shift or transition like that, there is going to be clearing of denser, lower vibrational energies that you don't need. So through this shift and moving into the coherent state, you're going to have to release those things, those people, those habits, those belief systems that don't align with the new path. They want you to stay devoted to the path you're on and to your greatest vision, your wish fulfillment from the beginning. And know that any challenges or obstacles that come up are just clearing. They're moving through. So your life path has to do with the ascension of the consciousness of the planet and helping people to harmonize with new energies as you yourself harmonize with new energies. Some of you, this could be personally, your life path includes ascending to higher states of consciousness and or helping other people ascend to higher states of consciousness and grounding that within the world. Let's see if there's anything else here. I think that's probably it. Okay, just kidding. Okay, so some of you guys might be working with higher dimensional beings on this life path. So as you start expanding, your energy starts expanding, your frequency starts raising, your ability to connect to higher dimensional information through your senses increases. as well as your ability to connect and work with multi-dimensional beings. So some of you guys are specifically being invited to start working with, this could be other people on the earth plane, but it also could be other dimensional beings too, to start building this, the life path, the foundations for this, or to expand on what you've already built. The focus, primary focus of this is to help you with the spiritual service moving forward. So helping you to build this new reality based on truth instead of the distortions, to help you build a new reality based on harmony. And they're asking you to really step into this power. So to take the coherent space, your alignment with universal energies, and utilize those on the earth plane fully. And again, I'm just gonna make sure I'm getting all the info here. Okay, this is talking about politics a little bit, which is interesting. So there's this element of conscious destruction. So this came up with a karmic clearing. So as this paradigm shifts, the old constructs, the old belief systems, old power structures may crumble. Some of you guys understand this consciously, and you're aware of what's happening. Some people, this may be a surprise or shocking. Power structures will crumble and be rewritten to alignment with truth and harmony. Some of you guys, this is asking you to step into your leadership position. Some of you guys, it's asking you to take your hands off the controls. So obviously it's going to be different for everyone. If you are really stable in your life path, life mission, and you feel the karma clearing isn't as intense, that's probably a need to step forward, step it up a notch. And if you feel like things are crumbling, then it's time to let go and allow the universe to step in and kind of align things as it needs to. This is like a totally different topic. Hold on. They're talking about being efficient. Okay. So when you're in alignment with universal energies, earth energies, etc., things kind of just flow. And if things aren't flowing and you're still in alignment, that means things need to not be flowing. So acceptance of where you are, and always if things feel stuck or stagnant, take a second, step back, align yourself, find your coherent space, and then let go of control. There's a more efficient way to move through any challenges, business, etc. The energy is different. It's supporting a different type of action, a different type of thought. It's lighter, it's easier to manifest, to precipitate if you're in alignment, and you also have help, okay? So whatever you're moving through now, it's good to not try to force it, just allow it to come together organically and naturally, and when you allow universal energies to help you, and spiritual energies and entities, things can come together in ways that you couldn't even fathom or plan for. And that's what they're saying, just to, there's a need to step up. You'll step up organically. There's not going to need to be force in that. It's just going to happen organically. So Law of efficiency is key. Again, let's take these out. Way too many, hold on. Okay, again, we have the message of opening the heart space. So I'm seeing this as coherence again, but for some of you guys, this is in relationship with a divine union, a sacred relationship. Could be business, could be romance, friendship, family, but there is a need to stay open so this can come to fruition, this divine union. And to dream catcher and stillness. Okay, so dream catcher is talking about prophetic dreams. Now, a couple weeks ago, I had a dream of, kind of a violent dream of battles and stuff on the streets. I see something's happening where that could be a potentiality. So I think what they're actually asking me to say is that if there is any violence or protests and stuff in the next week, to just stay out of it. It's not in your highest good to go fight that battle right now. So, and that's, you can have a right to do whatever you want, but that's just what I'm being guided to share. Let me see if there's anything else on that. So yeah, I would stay just out of any conflict zones physically. You can do the meditation, peace meditations, prayer, global healing, flower of life. There's ways to work on that without actually engaging in the conflict on the earth plane. Nothing is impossible. Synchronized with lunar time. So that's like the Mayan calendar, the 13 moon calendar. Conscious eating. Your ancient wisdom is awakening. So I'm getting the feeling from these ones is just to stay focused on what it is you're trying to create. So if you are having, some of you guys might be having prophetic dreams or visions of the future. And there's not going to be a lot of movement right now. So there's a couple messages, the one I gave you before, but then also if you are having visions or dreams of the future, to be patient, because you could feel like there's nothing happening, things seem stagnant, whatever, but no, that nothing's impossible. So focus on what it is you want to create without having, you don't have to know how it's going to be created or how everything's going to fall into place. Just focus on it, work towards it, take a step every day. Write about it, do, just start working on that plan. And then also taking time at night to write, to draw, to paint, to manifest, because the energy is different at night when people are dreaming. It's easier to tap into this higher dimensional energy and bring it in consciously. So that is a suggestion for some of you. also could be the 13 moon calendar, which I might post something about that here. It's an entire oracle, astrological thing that's completely different than what we're used to. And so look into that. Actually, what is it? There's an app. Maybe I'll try and post it on here. But then we have conscious eating, but this is really about soul nourishment. Focus on, and this came up before, so through nature and frequency attunements through nature, but also through food and eating. And this is nourishment through relationships also. So equal giving and receiving, and truth and clarity between people, and as well as food. Okay. So through these three practices, helping to raise your frequency, begin working consciously with multidimensionality, that's when this ancient wisdom of past lives, experiences, can seep into the conscious mind so you can work with them. Now, in some readings I've done in the past, that they spoke about these memories coming back in, but you utilizing them in a very different way. Obviously, we're in a different time, space, zone than when you've used them in the past, but you can use this information now and expand on it. And so through this, believing in your visions and your dreams, and also the prophetic dream space, working in the creative spaces at night when the energy is completely different, nourishing yourself, spending time around people that build you up, that believe in you, that support you, that nourish you, and so emotionally but also physically through eating and food. That's when you'll start tapping into this ancient wisdom. Okay. A few things. Again, all these messages are multidimensional, so if I'm talking in a higher dimensional plane and you need to kind of funnel it down, just do that with your own intuition and trust yourself as you do that. If the messages confuse you, then just don't listen to it. It's not your message. Obviously, we're going to get into a little more or less abstract stuff here, and then we'll close out the reading. Okay, so this is multidimensional as well, very applicable. Freedom, this was the first card that came out. Hope, freedom. Okay, so as you know, living in the distorted earth matrix, it's a slightly skewed flower of life structure that was based on fear, and it was all illusory. Nothing was actually real. We were lied to about our truth, spiritual truth, the state of the world. The structures were all manipulated. We are breaking free of that. How it doesn't really matter how you perceive that happening. Okay, they're saying just focus on that ideal. Focus on spiritual liberation and your own freedom. Okay, when you do your prayer work, when you do your meditation, align with that truth. And a lot of people think they're focused on that on the earth plane, and they're fighting for that, but that might not be what you're fighting for, because there's a lot of manipulation. So what I'm getting is to focus on that internally, that hope, the coherence, on your own personal liberation, spiritual liberation, freedom on the planet. So constraints, constrictions start lifting instead of contracting. So you're focusing on this expansion of spiritual liberation and truth, and not how it's going to play out on the earth plane, if that makes sense. So do that, focus on that internally, and then trust. Trust that what's going to happen, what needs to happen is what will happen. Okay, even if it doesn't play out the way that you expect or want. And this is also trusting in your own path too. So what was coming through is these prophetic visions and dreams of future plans and your life path, and not knowing how it's going to play out. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. So you focus on it internally, you begin taking steps towards it. Not sure how it's really going to play out, but know that there's unlimited possible ways of these things working themselves out, of your path, your life path, and your goals and your dreams coming to fruition, as well as on the world stage, the multi-dimensional stage, the higher dimensional stage. Okay. And let's see here. So first about abundance, there's some frustrations here, which is understandable. This year's been chaotic, but there's cause for celebration. Okay, so this anger can be used in a positive way. I don't know if it's around abundance or if these are separate messages for you guys. Know that your supply is unlimited. Okay, that's number one. So any anger you feel for, the state of the world, or maybe it's karma clearing, or maybe it's your financial flow is slowing down for some reason. Know that there is a flow coming back in. There's a need to. This is what I'm getting. There's a need to move through this anger. If you guys feel this anger or a lot of anger, this is another message that could be here. There's just a lot of anger, a lot of rage. You need to let that move through your body. And dance is one of the most powerful ways to clear emotional energy. Not locking yourself, but going in a room somewhere where no one will see you or hear you, and just completely releasing with no, however you need to move through it emotionally, crying, moving, shaking, stretching, whatever you need to do to move through this, do it. And so they're recommending movement and dance, because what happens is if you have this anger and you're just like, I'm not angry, and I've talked about this before, you push it, starts condensing and building in your field. That block in your field has to actually process through the physical body to be cleared, which means you have to look at it, you have to understand it, and you have to love it away. You have to love it, and then it disperses, okay? By embracing it and processing it, it will disperse. But you can't push that anger out. That's projection, okay? And it doesn't work. It doesn't help you heal. It just makes it worse. So movement, acceptance, flow, that will also help bring in more flow of abundance. Exercise. So that's some good advice for this week. See what else. We have the cleaner coming, so I'm going to stop here in a second. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so just last message, be discerning with everything this week. And if you are not in a coherent space, you're not going to be able to see the truth. So that, if you are like, I have no idea what to believe, take a step back, pull yourself into the coherent space, and make your decisions from there. Try not to get too overly in the head, too overly in the heart. Just sit back, watch. Try not to engage in triggers or fears this week. And yeah, so that was a lot of information. A lot of stuff's gonna be coming up, shifting, changing. So just make sure you take the time to nourish yourselves, exercise, eat right, rest, etc. Again, I am staying using the current sliding scale through December 1st. After December 1st, that sliding scale is going to go up a bit because of the energy exchange is usually quite a bit greater, and I maintain people's energy for a week or so. So what I'm going to do is go up on the sliding scale a bit. You'll still have some flexibility there. December 1st, I might extend that to January 1st, just depending on how things go the next month or two. But I will be doing analysis and adjustments as needed for the next week or two. And the reason why I do that is because the shifts, the attunements and activations I do, as well as the clearing. If it was just the clearing, it wouldn't need that much, but the attunements and stuff need some monitoring, especially if you're not an energy healer and know how to do that yourself. And a lot of people will stabilize really quick, but it just helps to have somebody help you through that for a week or two, so that it maintains and stabilizes and you can work with it consciously moving forward. So energy clearing, if you feel a lot of karma coming up, a lot of emotional stuff coming up that you feel like you need just a quick attunement or a reading to know what's going on, I can also just do an analysis in a reading. So I invite you to reach out, send me an email. I am open to working with people in whatever way they need right now. So just let me know what's going on, and we'll get things moving for you. So I also have a coaching program that I'm launching, and in this program, it's really individually based, and your guides define the path. So a lot of people really need to be building businesses, getting out there and working on stabilizing those businesses while they're clearing and ascending and activating. And I can do all that to help you with the business side, creative side, processing, clearing your field, activating. So it can be a really intense process, but if that's something that interests you either now or coming into 2021, again, please send me an email, mariah@onepreciouslife.com. And I do full range, just ascension coaching, so just energy, just spiritual advancement, also 5D business coaching. So let me know. My quantum light healing certification is going to be online. If that interests you to get certified in that, I will do one-on-one remotely until the online class is there. So definitely reach out about that. And I gotta keep going before my dog freaks out. But last message, just be strong this week. Know that you can overcome any challenge that comes up, and stay optimistic and positive. Look for the gifts in any situation. Okay? All right, I hope you guys are well. Sending love. Bye-bye.